I love Meet Me in St. Louis.
Suspicion is one of my favorite Hitchcock films.
Billy Wilder, one of the greatest directors of all time.
I love this film more than I can possibly say.
Strongest ice horse in St. Louis.
Excuse me, Mr. Neely, but it's pronounced St. Louis.
Is it now?
Meet Me in St. Louis. It takes us back to a year in the life of the Smith family in 1904, and maybe will make you miss the innocence lost in that era of trolley cars and wall-mounted crank telephones and falling in love with the boy next door. But look out for 6-year-old Margaret O'Brien, who plays Tootie and practically steals this whole movie from everybody except Judy Garland, who knocks me out in this musical family movie for the whole family to enjoy together. And I hope all of you will.
Double Indemnity, it's film noir, it's Los Angeles, and it is, of course, Billy Wilder, one of the greatest directors of all time. And one of the things that always blows my mind about this film and all of Billy Wilder's work is the language. His writing is extraordinary, and his control over English and comedy and puns blows my mind because he didn't grow up here and English wasn't his first language.
You're both right.
Only you're a little more rotten.
The other thing about Wilder is he shoots the lights out. His shots are not only gorgeous, but they find a way to have a second or third or fourth move in a way that's maybe only second to Spielberg. He's constantly telling the story with the camera, even though the language is so good. And lastly, about Double Indemnity, it's a Los Angeles movie. It's a chance to see Los Angeles in gorgeous black and white in the 1940s.
But darling, I'm your Auntie May.
Okay, this choice of film is straight from the heart. Morton DaCosta's Auntie Mame from 1958. I love this film more than I can possibly say, mostly because it constantly inspires me to live my best life. In fact, I dare anyone to watch this and not be swept away by Rosalind Russell's brilliantly funny, joyous, and moving performance as the iconic Auntie Mame.
Life is a banquet, and most poor suckers are starving to death now. Come on, Agnes, live!
Morton DaCosta directed the stage play as well, which also starred Rosalind Russell, and you can feel his expert hand throughout. In fact, I love how he embraces the theatricality of the piece, especially when he ends many of the scenes by fading the lights down to a single spot. It's so perfect, it's so intimate. Rosalind Russell is like a hurricane as she flies through this film, and all the ups and downs. The phrase tour de force can sometimes be overused, but not in this case. In fact, my favorite anecdote about the film is that Rosalind Russell apparently broke her ankle on the first take of her opening scene as she runs down the staircase, so they had to postpone filming. As they say, she left nothing in the dressing room. It's all right there on film. There are so many hilarious lines in the movie, but one of my favorites is when her nephew Patrick is prepping her on how to ride a horse, and he reads to her that a horse can smell fear. And she says, well,
I hope he likes Chanel number 5.
There are also spectacular supporting performances here from Peggy Cass and Coral Brown, and stunning art direction and cinematography, as you will see. The film was nominated for 6 Oscars, including film and, of course, Best Actress. In these rather challenging times, I have to say that Mame's philosophy of live, live, live could not be more timely than right now. I think I actually need to watch it again. Pronto.
Suspicion is one of my favorite Hitchcock films, and along with Shadow of a Doubt and Strangers on a Train, it forms a trilogy of the shadow, which informs the darker aspects of the human mind. One of the main resources of suspense is not knowing. The other one, by the way, is hope. They go hand in hand. And not knowing is the motor of this tale. Joan Fontaine, and by extension us, we spent the entire picture trying to figure out if Cary Grant is the man we hope he would be or we fear he would be. And that's what makes him perfectly cast. No one wants to believe anything bad about Cary Grant.
After all, do I look like a murderer?
But it also shows you the doom and darker, more strange aspects of the mind of Joan Fontaine's character. At the end, which was reshot by Hitchcock, there is an ambiguity that is preserved, and I will not spoil it, but I will say that he uses a resource which is shooting Cary Grant from behind, showing only the back of his head, which he will reuse in his introduction in Notorious. And there is a final gesture with the arm that can either be protective or capturing. You decide.